Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing pencil fashion illustrations because I felt like mixing up the mediums that I work with in one of these videos. I know that pencil is a very smooth and easy, more relaxing medium for me to work with. It feels very soft and gentle. I'm going to do a few different looks with different vibes and styling, so I'll get into the first one. In all of these drawings, I am using pencil, however, you'll never see me using an eraser once. I consider the human errors in my art to be a part of the finished product. The guidelines in the faces, the imperfections of lines that are not supposed to be there. I try to learn and continuously pursue the art of incorporating these imperfections into the final piece. And I know this is controversial because of the age of digital art and very clean works. However, a part of my style is this very liney and kind of destructed work of art. And I think that not using erasers and using ink is a way that I train myself to do this. When I draw a line, I embrace it and try to not consider it as a mistake, but as a part of the final product. Similarly, when I draw portraits, I focus on the imperfections that actually make a person's face beautiful and individual. To capture the essence of someone, I embrace each part. And so with my art, I treat it the same, and this is what makes it feel alive. as I'm wrapping up this drawing, I really love to see the final product with pencil, as I haven't worked on croquis with pencil in many years. So I realized one thing I really love about working with pencil is the fact that we have more control over the darkness of each line, because there is pressure that can be applied. It gives the drawing a lot of dimension in the end. So in addition to the pressure that we apply for shading versus an outward line to define something, there is a lot of dimension that can be incorporated with this medium. And so doing a croquis with this type of idea, I think, really adds to the final look. As you can see right now, I'm going in corners and edges that would be refined, and I really love the feeling of the pencil. So this is the final look. I really wanted her to feel very airy and light and mid-air, mid-pose. So that is the completed look for the first. When I started drawing, I typically begin with a lighter pencil, because then I have more control over the lines that are going to be seen at the end. And regardless of not using an eraser, I still think it's more beneficial to get a general blueprint or idea of the shapes and the starting points for the sketch. So I am starting with a really lightweight pencil to begin with. As I progress through the figure, I will go in with a more dark pencil to refine the lines that I want to keep. So this is still the experimental phase, where I like to figure out what type of pose I want, where the body parts would be in certain angles. And so in the beginning stages here, you're seeing a very light sketch. And I think it's a beautiful thing to have all of these layers of different pencil weights, especially now that I'm doing the clothes. It's really cool that you're able to put the clothes over without even really seeing the body that much at all. So this is a really fun part, where now I'm going in with a much darker pencil, probably 6 or 7 weight, and I get to start designing the clothes. I try to really have a airy, flowy look. As Mike told me once, I have certain drawings that just have this movement in each line, and I really wanted to focus on that with these in the series today. So this is the second look. As I'm wrapping up this look, I'm just shading in some details here and there, and this one is a bit too defined. There are many times that I finish a drawing like this, and there are parts that I don't like as much, such as the face being quite so outlined. When you paint a painting, you don't need to put lines to define the edges of things, and sometimes I really want to incorporate that same concept with my more linear drawings, and using shading and negative space to create an edge rather than a dark line. So I know that her face kind of sticks out a bit too much in this drawing. However, it doesn't matter because in the next one I fix it, and that's why I still incorporated this drawing in the video, because I want you guys to be aware that these are sketches, and a lot of times we, us artists, do not like our sketches because they're very imperfect and quick. However, we learn from them nevertheless, and it's important to still always have those sketches that we are not quite fond of, but they're still a part of the process. That is the final product of the beautiful, very detailed, perfect artworks. So this is the second look. As I'm completing this final look, I am kind of going back into my thought process while pursuing the pencil once again. I definitely was pursuing pencil mostly when I was in high school and learning how to do a semi-realistic style. However, for this Croquis style, I think that the pencil did bring me back to the basics. It helped me to eliminate the second other process that incorporates color and ink and filling in alone with all the colors, making sure that they are cohesive and the color story works. I wanted to go back to the basics with this sepia graphite simplistic color story and focusing again mainly on the shading, the poses, the clothing, and the wrinkles. This is episode 9 of season 1, so I'm probably going to wrap up the season of Not Your Typical Draw With Me with the next episode, episode 10. Season 1 was really about figuring things out, and so for season 2, I will possibly be featuring some guests or new environments, experimenting with possibly different mediums. If you guys have any feedback from season 1, certain things that you liked, music genres, environments, any commentary, anything that you liked or didn't like, please feel free to share in the comments below. I am very open to hearing all feedback. So thank you guys for sticking through with season 1 and experimenting with us. And we're really happy to have shared this experiment of art and chill draw with me's with you guys. it's not common that people use pencil for these types of figures. However, it did kind of spark a lot of inspiration knowing that I was using a new medium for the same style. So this was my thought process. I know in the last video I talked quite a bit about reigniting your inspiration and trying new things. And so one day I was like, oh, I might as well just try a new medium today and see where it goes. And this was the beginning of a lot of drawings that came after this. And I hope that you find that reignited inspiration is in this as well. Don't be afraid to try a medium that you typically don't work with, even if at first it's not as great. As you can tell, some of these drawings were not my best. However, I really enjoyed the exciting new beginning of a new medium with this style. So I hope this kind of brings a new inspiration to you.